Aw, Clarence, really, dude? You're in the hot seat again for undisclosed luxury travel funded by your billionaire buddy? 38 destination vacations, a yacht voyage around the Bahamas, 26 private jet flights, 8 helicopter flights, 12 VIP skybox passes to sporting events, luxury stays at resorts in Florida and Jamaica, a standing invitation to a super shishi golf club, a big fat luxury RV, and tuition payments weren't enough? Clarence, I think your judgment is questionable, which is pretty alarming since your job is to have good judgment. Well, folks, if you haven't heard, the Senate Finance Committee found evidence of yet another whoopsie in Clarence's non-disclosed travel history. Yeah. Customs and Border Protection records revealed that Big C and wife Ginni flew round trip between Hawaii and New Zealand in November 2010 on billionaire bigwig Harlan Crow's private jet. Well, Democrat Senator Ron Wyden wrote to Harlan Crow's lawyer, demanding more information about just how much sugar Big C's sugar daddy has financed. Wyden wrote, "I am deeply concerned that Mr. Crow may have been showering a public official with extravagant gifts, then writing off those gifts to lower his tax bill." Wyden pointed out that even though Clarence did admit to some international travel on Harlan's jet when he amended his disclosure forms, Big C never disclosed this particular private jet flight. Here's how Thomas's pickle has developed. In April of 2023, ProPublica broke the bombshell story of all kinds of luxury travel and real estate deals with Harlan Crow that Clarence failed to disclose. In June of 2023, Thomas made amendments to his financial disclosure forms, but Big C still didn't disclose quite all of the grift. In November of 2023, SCOTUS performatively remedied their non-existent ethics code so the public would get off their back. In June of 2024, a separate congressional investigation discovered several more undisclosed trips that Big C took with Snuggle Buddy Harlan on Harlan's private jet. And now, just 2 months later, the Senate Finance Committee discovered even more luxury gallivanting that Thomas kept under wraps. This seems to be a trend, doesn't it? Clarence and Harlan have been private jet setting for well over a decade, and we still don't know the full extent of it. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I mean, there could be several different explanations. Clarence could be suffering from cognitive or memory issues which make him either unable to understand the concept of honesty and impartiality, or which could have caused years and years of billionaire kickbacks to slip his mind. Of course, both of these possibilities would mean Big C is not suited to be a Supreme Court justice, which no doubt is Ginni's greatest fear. Should Big C be removed for being unfit, I would venture a guess that Big G Ginni would lay some formidable plans for undermining the government, and we all know she's upped her scheming game, so she would probably be able to do some real damage. It's also possible that Clarence was trying to be modest because he didn't want folks to feel jealous of his mutually amorous close relationships. Big C knows that not everybody has the kinds of bonds that feed your soul, status, wealth, and travel bug all at once. But honestly, folks, even if Big C has become soulmates with the rich and famously conservative power players in America, well, who are we to assume those bedfellows would have any undue influence on such a decent man like Big C? I mean, Big C has been very clear that he doesn't talk to his wife about any of her cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs election overturning efforts and J6 enabling shenanigans, so we really shouldn't doubt that the folks who've been buttering Big C's bread for so long would have expected their fervent conservative agendas to be furthered via the guy they happen to have befriended after he rose to power as a Supreme Court justice. I'm sure fate would have definitely brought them together whether Big C got to the big bench or not. And since that bond was written in stone, we should never assume that Harlan Crow expects anything in return for the millions of dollars he's invested in greasing Big C's wheels. Besides, like I said, SCOTUS did adopt a new ethics code in November of 2023, and they even pinky swore to adhere to it, which should totally combat the public's objection to having no formal framework of enforcement. And I'm sure this last discovery is the end of it. I mean, I know we said that about the last discovery, but Clarence is no slouch. He's not going to do anything that would harm his reputation after so many damning revelations in the past have harmed his reputation. We should just ask his former employees about Big C's character, right? Especially the women. They're certain to vouch for him not being a greedy, pervy creep at all. So let's all just take a chill pill and stop believing all the piles of evidence that tell us SCOTUS is undeniably compromised and we're being controlled by small little narcissistic men with delusions of grandeur and open hostility for the American people and for the rule of law. We're just being dramatic. Let's just accept the court and like it already. Okay. Good talk. Well, Big C, have the day you deserve, dude.